So as you see by the title, it says weather is supposed to start getting back up. So let me talk about that. So as you see, in this general area is where weather is going to more than likely appear in the next few days. So if you're in any of this typical area, you could see some heavy thunderstorms, maybe a tornado or two. But the part that I'm mainly concerned about, this part up here is completely just going to be thunderstorms. Maybe one tornado might touch down, maybe two. The one part I'm worried about is around this general area. Recircle that. This general area is where I'm worried about. Because if we go a little bit farther, I'm also kind of worried about this area, but not as much. I'm worried about Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Because in these three states, there's going to be a significant weather event starting tomorrow, Monday, the 15th, aka my birthday, July 15th. But as you see, we already got some severe thunderstorm warnings with possible tornado tags. Two of them. Two of them with possible tornado tags moving east. I know Vince Walty is going to be on these storms today and tomorrow. Reed Timmer's also going to be... Is Reed Timmer going to be on these storms? I think he is going to be on these storms tomorrow. But that's what's happening. I know there was already a big cluster of storms that popped up in Ohio earlier. I'll show you guys that here in just a moment when I go on to show you the interactive weather app. So let's talk tropics right now. So as you see, we got a 30% chance by day 7, 10% chance right now for a hurricane appearing off the coast of Mexico. Just about 1,211 miles away from Mexico. But if we look at it, let's also look at how far it is away from Hawaii. So it's about a good 1,618 miles away from USA land. Which if it does, I'm thinking if this does end up becoming something, I think it's going to go directly towards Hawaii. So just be prepared if this does have to upgrade. If there is any type of hurricane that appears with this, I will let you guys know. And if it turns into a hurricane Category 1 or above, then I will be live streaming and talking about this hurricane and showing you some live cameras outside of Hawaii, outside of Honolulu, maybe even any of these islands if they got any cameras. But yeah, so as you see today, we got that slight risk today, the 14th of July. We've got that slight risk along the along halfway Ohio, northern and central Indiana, and then up here into a little bit of Wisconsin, Iowa, and the northern half of Illinois. This also includes Chicago, it includes Indianapolis, it includes Columbus. So just be prepared. If you get a tornado warning for this, get into shelter. I only post over on X when there's a tornado warning in Ohio. I might start doing that for like the rest of the Great Lakes region, but I don't know. But for now, I only post tornado warnings in Ohio, generally all of Ohio. I might start doing flash flood warnings too if they, I might start doing flash flood warnings, but that's beyond the point. So if you go up here Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Montana, we can see this little old slight risk, which ain't really that big of a concern. There was a little bit of a tornado threat with this, at least up into Canada. But I think that tornado threat has died down a lot. So for now, you'll more than likely see large hail, damaging winds, and just if you get that severe thunderstorm warning, head inside because it can be dangerous. If you do get struck by lightning, honestly, I don't know what to do. If you get struck by lightning, just call 911 or stay there. I don't know. I was doing a whole entire lightning thing before about Pennsylvania's lightning week, but now I forget. And then also, if you look over here in Phoenix, Arizona, we have a little bit of disturbance of a severe threat, which is bringing some hail, but mainly this is not really a very big threat that people need to be chasing. If this was an enhanced risk, though, people would be down there chasing. And then, of course, we have all these flash flood warnings over here along in California due to the heavy rain that happened over in California earlier, which they really need these heavy rains. But, yeah. So, day 2, July 15th, my birthday, we have an enhanced risk for the following areas. A little bit of Ohio, about 4 counties. Most of northern Indiana, northern Illinois. So technically the same exact area we're seeing the slight risk, but without Ohio included. And then it includes this general area. I'm honestly thinking the slight risk might expand just a little bit. Thinking the slight risk might include over a little bit of the general area that I'm in. And then could possibly see the enhanced risk expand over into like maybe Toledo, Lima, Muncie, maybe even Indianapolis. So just be ready. But then we also got a little bit of disturbance right back here in Wyoming, Nebraska, and Colorado. We have this slight risk, which is trying to form our next storm system, but more than likely won't. But this won't really be that big of a threat, besides maybe some big hail and damaging winds. But yeah, and then of course we got our marginal risk down here again for the Phoenix area. So if you're in Phoenix, if you're in the Phoenix area, Tucson, just get ready for some large hail, maybe some sand, like sandstorms, depends on where you are at. But that is pretty much all for day 2. We also got this big old marginal risk for most of the region. But yeah, this also comes with a 5% tornado risk for the Chicago area over near by Davenport, and then at 2% for the Lima, Toledo area. But this is how the setup earlier today was supposed to look like, but without the 5% tornado risk, but then it moved south. So, I don't know. That might happen, that might not. We'll have to see. But, as you see, there's this slight risk of tornadoes, and this is just possible to expand down into Dayton, Chillicothe, even maybe. Depends. And then if you look over here, there is no tornado threat for the Cheyenne storms. So, yeah. So, if you look at Wednesday, July 16th, there is a marginal risk going from all the way here in Wyoming, Nebraska, and Denver, and going across Kansas over into Springfield, Illinois, Missouri, Indiana, these general areas, and going up into. So this is going to be a possible big storm outbreak, but here's what I'm thinking. There is going to possibly be that chance of the slight risk or even an enhanced risk. So if there is, I'm thinking there's going to be a slight risk here in Ohio and Indiana and possibly over into Illinois. And then I'm also thinking there's going to be a slight risk over here in Kansas. And this will mostly come with a 2% tornado risk. But also, we just had a tornado warning while I'm recording this video. Which, don't listen to anything I'm saying right now because this tornado warning won't be here when this video comes out. But if you're in like Pleasant Valley, Elizabeth, Hanover, Lorain, please take shelter. Even though you won't really be seeing this notification. Let me just take this off my screen. So yeah, I can't see it. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But we'll see what happens tomorrow about this storm. Also, look at these storms trying to develop up there. And a little bit of rain showers. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So, rainfall amount. As you see, we got that slight risk of rain. Also, I did say Wednesday. I meant to say Tuesday. So, the last one I said with that marginal risk, that is Tuesday, not Wednesday. But as you see, we got this big old marginal risk of rainfall and then a slight risk of rainfall today up into Chicago and Rockford, and where this tornado warning is right now. And then we got up here this marginal risk for this storm. And then we got tiny little marginal risk for Phoenix area. So for day 2 rainfall outlook, which is July 15th, my birthday tomorrow. So say happy birthday to me in the comments. I will really appreciate that. I'm turning... How old am I turning? I think I'm turning like 14. Yeah. So I've been alive for a good 14 years. Okay, but as you see, we got this big old slight risk going from Iowa all the way up to Michigan, which more than likely is to change. This is just following the enhanced risk. But as you see, you also got that marginal risk for many areas. 2, as you see, Michigan, all of Michigan is expected to get rain tomorrow, according to this. But if we also look down here, we got, of course, a little disturbance down near Denver that might bring some rainfall over to Denver and a little bit of New Mexico. But then we got this. This doesn't stand right with me. The Phoenix, Arizona rainfall thing. What is this? Anyways, let's get back onto the point. Phoenix and Tucson, you of course know it. You can see some flash flooding tomorrow due to... We've already seen some flash flooding. So, just get ready to see some more flash flooding tomorrow. And, yeah. So, yeah. As you see, we got the slight risk now expanding from Ohio to Missouri, which that's where I'm thinking the slight risk is going to be, along this little line. And then we got marginal risk up here. We've got a marginal risk over here for technically the whole entire state of Kansas. And then we got... Why is it shaped like that? Okay, we got rainfall, marginal risk of rainfall over in Arizona again. What is this shape? Oh, jeez, Arizona. But, yeah. That's the marginal risk for this general area and the slight risk for this. Also, this could change in a heartbeat. So if there's anything that's going to happen, go over to my Twitter account, RoboPlaysRoblox, which it should be easy to find. And it should be my thumbnail on my channel. So, yeah. So as you see, the fire outlook shows elevated risk of fires today for a portion of Oregon and a chunk of Washington. And then we got dry thunderstorms that's going to be possibly producing some more fires over from Idaho into a little bit of Colorado and Wyoming, going down into Utah, Nevada, California, and into Oregon. This general area doesn't need any more fires because there's too many fires as it is. I know New Mexico has been experiencing many fires lately, including flash floodings. So, if we can just have these fires to stop, which they more than likely will go on as times get hotter. I know it's been over 120 degrees in the heat index, which is technically the humidity in about New Mexico and Phoenix. So, yeah. So, for the next day, tomorrow, Monday, there's going to be a fire risk for a isolated dry thunderstorm risk for mainly Idaho, Utah, Nevada, California, and Oregon, which this could start fires in any of these areas. I know there's already been many fires in this general area. Let me circle it real quick. There's already been many fires in this general vicinity, and I do not want there to be more. Also, there's been fires in this general area along New Mexico, bunch of like this area, and then going up through Nevada and then to Utah and down. There's been fires in this general area a whole bunch. So I'm just praying for those areas, especially in New Mexico, which has experienced some flash flood emergencies for the past few days, and I don't think they're stopping for you, New Mexico. Today you might have a little bit of a break, but then the break of rain means more fires, which Arizona and New Mexico, you can't really get a break. So if you want any of you guys, just go to California, go to Colorado, go to Utah, go to Nevada, go to one of those places that I would honestly say go to Texas if you're in New Mexico. And if you're in Arizona, go to California. Because flooding is just going to be getting worse and worse as time goes on. And then fires are going to be getting worse and worse. So let's focus on this general area for today. So as you see, we got these around 9 p.m. We got some storms popping up in Ohio, bringing some heavy rain. And possibly some larger storms in southern Ohio. I mean, not southern Ohio, but you know what I mean. But it could be a bunch of rain happening, and definitely around Chicago. There's going to be 1.77 inches around Chicago in about the next hour. So, yeah. So if we go ahead and zoom out in this general area where everything's supposed to be happening, as you see, starting Monday, look up here. Here's our new cluster of storms that's going to be causing that enhanced risk for tomorrow around the nighttime. See that it's going to crash in. And as you see, Tuesday at about 6 a.m., there's going to be some storms over in Ohio. This is when we got that marginal risk. And as you see, it's going to be going across. And there's more than likely going to be some more storms. As you see along this area, there's going to be some storms. But more likely there's going to be some more storms forming over into Ohio and that general area. But let's look. So we got some major-looking rainfall storms. There's going to be some storms in Vermont. And then some storms over along the Appalachian Mountains. Kentucky, you could have some storms. Florida, like always. But let's look in this general area now where we have that slight risk. So let's see. As you see, when we go back, it shows that there's going to be some little storms, but it's like nothing severe. But then let's also look at good old Arizona. See what they're having. So, I just see Arizona's storms are going to spark, but ain't really going to be much. There's going to be some storms. And then, of course, in Nebraska, we're going to have some storms. And what I'm mainly looking at is after 8 p.m., maybe around like 11 p.m., maybe even 9 p.m., there could be some possible strong storms in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky around Tuesday at the 16th at 8 p.m. So just get ready for that. So yeah, that's all the weather talk I have. So yeah, that's pretty much all the weather talk I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.